had a travel nightmare. We can talk about another time. It was interesting. But Jonita held down the fort for us. Great job, by the way, on that show. So thank you for that. But anyway, I'm Tessa Smith. You guys can find me everywhere at Mama's Geeky. My lovely co-host,
Jonita Davis. You can find me everywhere at Jonita L. Davis or the Black Cape. And yeah, you had like a 48-hour, was it 48 hours?
It was I had someone on a plane that was not wearing a mask, so we had to land somewhere to kick him off. It was a whole thing, not to mention there was delays anyway on the flight. Then I had to spend the night in New York City, then rent a car and drive home. It was fun. It was entertaining. Let's say that. It was not fun. It was miserable.
Yeah. She's saying fun, and then I can go back to my messages, and it's like,
yeah, it was not fun. I was very stressed out.
Being very nice.
But you guys, welcome to the HCA Longbox, where we connect to the comic books with your favorite movies and television series. And let's dive into it. Listen, I'm excited. I've been dying to talk to you about this. Okay. We got the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer last week. Finally, after waiting forever. And there's some stuff going on in here, and I have theories.
Okay, so before we get into it, I got one question. Was that a leak? Or was that a marketing thing?
Oh, no, there was a leak.
Okay.
It was a big deal. They leaked it. Somebody leaked it the day before, and it was a whole... it was all over Twitter. This person is basically, they lost their job. They were writing for another site. Oh, yeah. They were writing... So... Basically, a VX person sent it to someone who sent it to someone who sent it to someone. Because it was like a video of a phone, of a phone, of a phone, of a phone. Like, it was crazy. And the VX person's watermark was on it, which is like, why are you recording something with your watermark on it, you idiot? Yeah. But then someone else who, I don't know if they wanted to, like, make a name for themselves as a journalist or a scooper. I'm not sure. But they watermarked themselves onto it and shared it. And I did see it was very easy to link this person back to another outlet who then released a statement that they have been let go because they do not mess around like that. So that was the whole thing. It was the whole thing. It was entertaining to follow on Twitter.
Yeah, it seemed so dramatic that I thought, nah, it's probably beta. But it wasn't. Okay, cool. Okay, so you have all of these older villains in there. Yeah. And I'm hearing that Andrew Garfield and one of the other guys saying that they're not coming back. But then
Tobey Maguire. Yeah. Listen, they're saying they're not coming back. They got to be coming back. Why would they?
The villains are back. They have to be back, right?
Exactly. I think they're just trying to keep it under wraps. Like it'll be in the next trailer, would be my guess, or perhaps they won't even put it in a trailer. But it's gonna happen. That's just. I would bet money on it that we are going to get a team up between the three of them. There's one shot in the trailer with Tom Holland's Spider-Man that looks very empty. And it looks like he's in the middle. And there could easily be two people next to him that are maybe CGI'd out for the trailer.
Oh.
It's got to be them.
Okay.
Go back and look. You see it's when his like iron spider arms come out.
I'm making a note.
Yeah. And you can tell. You're like, why is this so empty? Oh, because the other spiders are coming. But I have a theory on Doctor Strange in this, too. And I don't know. Now, this week, we do get the evil Doctor Strange What If episode. Mm-hmm. So perhaps that's going to tie in. Because they have basically said this is canon. I mean, there are rumors that Captain Carter is coming to live action. So why wouldn't evil Doctor Strange come to live action? I don't know. But I also think it could be Mephisto. And I know.
Again,
WandaVision has taught us do not think Mephisto. However, in the comics, there is this storyline, One More Day. It's not a very well-liked storyline. I enjoyed it, but not a lot of people did. Peter Parker's identity is out there. Who does he go to help him but Doctor Strange, who says, no, I'm not helping you. That is really bad news. I'm not doing it. So then who does he go to? Mephisto. And Mephisto makes a deal. He literally makes a deal with the devil, Peter does, to make everybody forget that he is Peter Parker. And in doing so, he also loses his marriage to MJ, and that's the whole thing. And then they find out there was like this little girl that led him to Mephisto, basically. And then they find out, oh, that was going to be your daughter, and now you're not going to have a daughter. Oh. Which is so sad.
It is sad. Okay, so that explains a lot. I've been arguing with people. That's not Doctor Strange. That's not my Doctor Strange in the trailer. They're like, no, what do you mean it's not him? I'm like, it's not him. He would never do some stuff like that. Like you saw, he would never. And I said, he's acting weird.
He's acting weird. He gets distracted doing a spell. He would never get distracted by Peter talking.
No. So I'm like, so I've been arguing with people in my own home and on the timeline. That's not Doctor Strange. Something else is up. I don't know what it is, but something else is up. So when you talk about that other storyline, that makes more sense because
I have an article at mamasgeeky.com that kind of details points if you want to pull them and throw them at people.
I will.
But there's also, you know how he's in ice, like the Sanctum Sanctorum is all ice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's like the ninth realm of hell where Mephisto lives is ice in some lore. So I mean,
wow.
Either that or they're messing with us. And they like to make us think it's Mephisto and it's not. I don't know.
Well, I know it's not Doctor Strange. It's somebody else. So
it can't be him.
If it's not Mephisto, it's something else or somebody else. It's an alternate something.
It could be the evil Doctor Strange. I mean, the way he like winks. And
it has to be something. Yeah. He's not on his game. And I'm sorry. Doctor Strange is worse than Iron Man when it comes to Peter Parker. He does not listen to that boy. He does not care. I mean, that's just a child to him. And why would he ever do anything a child told him to do?
It's
true. And then if Wong is the one who is the voice of reason telling him,
I know
that no, something's up, and I don't care what anybody says, something's up. I feel I will be vindicated when the movie comes out.
I hope so. But I think we're basically getting a live action Into the Spider-Verse, and I'm excited and I'm here for it. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to lead right into Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I mean, I think things are crazy. That's what I think. Things are crazy.
So I also heard that Miles Morales was not going to be in this one.
Yeah, that's what they're saying, but I would love to see him show up.
How can you have like the Spider-Verse and not Miles?
I think I think he will here or in Doctor Strange possibly. Because they might want to keep him as a Marvel reveal, because technically this is Sony with Marvel Studios. Kevin Feige might be like, no, he's going to be a reveal for us, right? Mm-hmm. Which I can see happening.
Okay.
Which would mean it would be in Doctor Strange, because this is continuing on. This isn't the end of it. I mean, I think the multiverse is going to be a major part of Phase 4. Like, I think that's what we're in it. And it's like, you think about Loki opening up. I mean, what if, like, this is the whole phase 4 is multiverse related. In my opinion, that's what I think. I don't think it's going to be solved in a movie or two.
I think you're right. And it seems to be, I don't know, that seems to be where both the big two were going, because I think DC was trying to do that as well.
Yeah, with the Flash and stuff.
Yeah, it's not going to be as elegant and as seamless and as mature as Marvel.
Maybe. You never know. Fingers crossed.
I mean, I don't know. It seems like a hot-ass mess right now over there.
It's true.
So, but which is good for Marvel, because you got this rollout that is, like, organized and put out there and clean and, like, linked in every single thing you put out. I think it's just going to be more points for Marvel. I think Marvel's going to win some fans.
I hope so. I'm excited for it. And I mean, I was even thinking like Black Panther 2. They've said they're not bringing back Chadwick. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's going to be the sacred timeline, or is it going to be another timeline where maybe he's died, or are they just going to say he died? Like, they're not bringing him back CGI wise, and they're not going to recast him. Is this another random timeline? Like, who knows?
Yes, I hope so. Okay, so listen, Marvel. So Ryan Coogler, if you're like out there, Ngozi, okay? Just look at Ngozi. We need Ngozi, because you need the Nigerian disabled, because she's in a wheelchair. She doesn't have use of her legs in real life, but when she is the Black Panther, she has a symbiote. So it's like I call it a Venom Black Panther. It's cool. So cool. It's so cool. And like her legs are like segmented, like the insect type.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Yes. And so she talks about, her whole story is about being from outside of Wakanda, but being the queen of Wakanda and the protector of it, while also trying to protect her own people in Nigeria. you know. And then, you know, having use of her legs and her full body, you know, while she's under the influence of the, you know, the Black Panther, the flower, but then going back to her human body, you know, that doesn't fully, So,
so cool.
Such a fool, and it's after the death of, I think, T'Challa.
So there you go.
I think that storyline comes after, don't want to quote me on that, but I think it's after the death of T'Challa. That book, I have that book. It's an amazing.
I know you told me about it before.
I've been like telling everybody about it because I'm like, that's what it needs to be, y'all. It can be like a side little trip, you know.
Yeah.
Off to its own while everybody gathers what they want, you know, Wakanda to be like now. We can just go take this little side step into the multiverse.
That's perfect. A little side step and then come back around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, come back. Come back and just pick up where we left off, wherever they want to leave off. It works.
Sounds good to me. I'm ready for it.
I want it. Yeah. I love everything that we've got coming out.
Well, speaking of everything coming out, like DC, so just before we came on here, like an hour before we came on here, DC FanDome dropped their teaser trailer for what is to come.
Yeah, I didn't see it. So
you didn't see it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, are you ready to hear this? Oh my gosh. Oh, first of all, Leo from Geeky Goods is here. Hey, Leo. Hey. So I saw Leo dropped a trailer reaction. I didn't because I had seen the trailer already, and I was like, I can't really react to it. But they dropped it this morning and sent out a press release, okay? So DC FanDome is October 16th. They've compiled it into one day, which I'm so happy about. It's a Saturday. It's going to start at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and it's going to go for approximately 4 hours. And we are going to get look, this is, as Leo says, guys, so much stuff coming. Okay. This is crazy. So this is the press release. I'm just going to read it. Try not to get overly excited. It's exciting. Okay. So it says, expect breaking news, exclusive trailers and announcements, never before seen footage, revealing conversations, and more. Warner Brothers Pictures is going to showcase 6 highly anticipated titles with a new exclusive trailer for The Batman. I know. New content from DC's League of Super Pets, which my girls are so excited about. Yeah. A first look at Black Adam, a sneak peek at The Flash, and behind the scenes looks at Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom and Shazam Fury of the Gods.
Wow.
So already, that's enough. I'm happy. But then, Warner Brothers Television, so that was movies, right? So television is going to offer a look at the new season of Batwoman, The Flash, Superman and Lois, and Sweet Tooth. So excited, which we talked about on here.
Sweet Tooth is in the DCEU?
It's from DC. Yeah. So it's technically connected, I guess. They're going to show us stuff. I know.
Okay. So Sweet Tooth is in the same world as the Justice League? Or can you imagine?
It must be in the future because...
Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, the Titans then. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Sweet Tooth is in the same world as...
It's so exciting.
Oh my god.
So there'll be a farewell tribute to Supergirl. I never cared about Supergirl, so whatever. Celebration of 100 episodes of Legends of Tomorrow.
Yes.
And a look at the new drama, Naomi, and a sneak peek at an upcoming episode of Stargirl.
I can't wait for Naomi.
I know, so we're going to get... Yeah. It says a first look. I imagine it's going to be super short.
But I get a good amount.
Usually first looks are 30 seconds. Here you go. Or pictures even, but still.
I remember picking up the Naomi comic in C2E2, the last C2E2 I went to. And I'm just I was so ready for it. I think it was last year. I'm excited.
I think
amazing.
That would have made sense probably last year. Mm-hmm. And then Warner Brothers Games, which I'm a huge gamer, so I'm super excited. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get to new reveals for Gotham Knights, which I'm so excited about, and Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League, which I'm so excited. I love a villain. I love Suicide Squad, so I'm super excited for that.
Yes.
So excited for those games.
When is that one dropping?
I don't know, because last I saw it was supposed to be this year, but now I'm thinking it's going to be put. I'm sure they'll tell us at DC FanDome. The thing is with so many games have been pushed lately, but it's because they want their best version, which I get. You don't want to release it and be like, oh, here's an update for it because it sucked. You want it to be like good when it first comes out. Mm-hmm. So I think it's supposed to be end of this year, like around the holidays. That was the last I saw, but I'm sure they'll tell us. October 16th is when this all is. So we'll find out, which I'm excited about. So then DC Publishing is going to honor the legacy of one of the world's greatest superheroes in Wonder Woman. It's going to be a whole showcase with her 3 upcoming books, which I'm so excited about. The DC Black Label miniseries, which I love Black Label stuff.
Love Black Label.
Wonder Woman Historia. It expands expanding the Amazon mythos with Nubia and the Amazons, which is super exciting. I know. I like it. You're like, okay, good.
Finally. Yeah, like finally it's happening. Come on.
And honors the inspiration she's provided to women around the world with the new original graphic novel, Wonderful Women of the World. Additionally, DC is going to share details about the next installment of the epic universe spanning Batman Fortnite comic book crossover. And fans can also expect to hear more about the upcoming Batman Fear State, which I just love that name. Fear State, and Batman. It makes me super excited. And the new 6-issue Black Manta series and the return of the Milestone universe and so much more, it says. Which that's exciting comic book wise.
It is. Oh my gosh, the Batman Fortnite thing. That is going to be... my son is my 8-year-old is into Fortnite so bad.
Yeah. So that's going to be big.
That's going to be big around here. Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Fear State sounds good because I think Fear State, Batman, I immediately think Scarecrow, right? Fear State, that's where my brain goes.
But there's so many other ones that
Yeah, that's true.
Do that too. Yeah, but Scarecrow is the number one.
And with it being in Titans right now, you never know. They like to tie those things in sometimes.
They do.
And then also, listen, I'm not even halfway through this press release
you're
now.
You're like a game show host, and then there's more.
And there's more. Look, see, Leo says Scarecrow Titans right now. It's crazy. We're going to talk about Titans
with the
in a
Green
little
Lanterns.
bit.
I'm with the Green Lanterns. So if you're going to
I missed that. Yeah.
You're going to see some of the I'm with Green Lanterns. Come on, let's go. Green Lanterns.
So HBO Max is going to unveil an exclusive look at the upcoming series Peacemaker.
Okay.
Which feels so early. I mean, it's January, so I guess not, but I'm excited for that.
I thought that was Netflix. That's not going to be Netflix?
No, it's HBO Max. It's HBO Max.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I heard a rumor that it was going to be Netflix. Cool.
So that's exciting. We're going to get a look at the limited event series DMZ, and they're also going to give us surprises and sneak peeks from new series, as well as returning favorites such as Titans and Doom Patrol. So I'm excited.
Doom Patrol, yeah.
I know, and more on Titans. I'm hooked on Titans now. Season 3 is winning me over, I will say. Season 3 is winning me over. We'll talk about that a little later. And then Warner Brothers Animation is featuring a look at the upcoming limited series Aquaman King of Atlantis, which I think looks silly, but my kids are excited for it. We're also going to get a sneak peek at season 3 of Harley Quinn, who just won. I just presented the award to Best Animated Series from the HCA TV Awards, which was really exciting. And you're going to learn what's in store for hashtag Harl Ivy, which I'm super excited. I love them together, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Plus, we're going to learn more about the all-new upcoming series Batman Caped Crusader and a preview of Young Justice Phantoms. And warning, there will be spoilers, it says.
Ooh.
And then we're also going to get from Home Entertainment a preview of 2 upcoming original DC animated films, a sneak peek at Superman and the rest of the Justice League and Injustice, an all-new animated movie inspired by the popular games and comics, which I'm excited about. But what I'm most excited about animation-wise, and I think we've talked about my love for Catwoman before, but it's an all-new animated movie called Catwoman Hunted, a heist movie. Which is crazy.
Wow.
So I'm excited because I love me some Catwoman.
Yeah.
So that's it.
It's really cool.
That's it. That's all. That's all they're doing.
That's all. That's
all. In 4 hours. It's approximately 4 hours. I guarantee you it's going to last a little longer.
It's
a Saturday. Starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so 1 p.m. my time. So I'll just be basically sitting at the computer reacting to trailer after sneak peek after sneak peek. And people are going to be like, wow, she needs to stop putting out content. She has 15 videos today. And then I'll just keep going.
Someone check on Tessa and make sure she's okay. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'll just be like, I won't do anything all day Sunday because I'll be like, okay, they've had enough of me.
Yeah.
YouTube will be like, you can't upload any more videos. I'll be like, why not? That means that Tuesday we are gonna have a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about. We're gonna have to put it all in together and see how it all fits.
What we'll probably do, honestly, is that should be one we pre-record and edit and put together so that we don't go off too crazy and go on for 5 hours.
Yeah, it'll be 5 hours of us talking about how cool everything is and what we want to happen and what will actually happen and what the comics say will happen. And
yes, exactly. So definitely it'll be like maybe on Sunday or something or Saturday night we'll like record something and edit it and put it up on Tuesday for you guys because or else we'll be live just and then we'll be like, oh, it's tomorrow and we've already been talking this whole time.
Right.
So that, I mean, listen, we're gonna get a trailer for the Batman. Like, I'm so excited. Shazam stuff because I love Shazam, so I'm excited for that. Black Adam, like, there's a lot going on here. A lot.
That's amazing. I love it. I'm here for all of it.
I know. I'm excited. I got to tell you all about it. You didn't know. What was exciting?
I didn't know. My kids started school, and they started school here at home. I'm actually homeschooling my kindergartner.
Yeah, don't blame you.
Homeschooling for kindergarten is weird.
Fun.
Some weird stuff. So I've been preoccupied with doing all that, and I missed it completely. So I'm gonna go back and watch. I have to.
Yes, you have to see it. It's real quick. They just basically put names up there. The press release got into more detail, but it's exciting still. October 16th. So on the 17th, 18th, the 19th, we're gonna have quite the show for you guys. So stay tuned for that.
It's gonna be a big one.
We'll definitely pre-record that one because I'm not trying to spend the entire day on here live. I mean, it would be fun. I just feel like it's gonna be a lot.
And I think everybody will get tired of this.
Right. It'll be a lot easier, especially after if they go to my channel and they watch all my reactions. They'll be like, I'm sick of you. Please stop. Shut up. I'm so over it.
Please else. Yeah.
But yeah, so lots of stuff there. And then last week, like I said, I wasn't here because and I'm really super bummed because you were supposed to be with me the day before our show. We were supposed to be at Avengers Campus together.
Mm-hmm.
It was really sad.
Yeah.
I missed you there.
Yeah, the event we were going to go for got canceled, and there's all this COVID stuff, and
it just became a whole thing.
It did.
But I'm wearing my shirt that I bought there.
I see.
It says Web Slingers. That I will tell you that ride. You gotta
red splotches on it.
It's like it's like all sciencey stuff because it's Spider-Man. It's like E = MC squared and like little DNA things and like. Because you go into Peter Parker's lab for web slingers, and he's built these spider bots that just are multiplying. And guess what? Spider-Man needs your help to stop them. That's the ride. But I will tell you, it is a workout.
It is.
It's fun, but it is. You're doing this. You have to do this. You have to fling webs, right? The whole 7-minute ride, and by the end, you're like. This hurts, and you're trying to still go, and you're in competition with your friends because you get points for each one. And I was like, at the end, I was like, and I was ahead the whole time, and Amy beat me by 500 at the very end. I was like, no, because my arms were falling off.
Yeah.
So here's a trick for web slingers. Yeah. Don't go hard till the end. Go slow at the beginning, or you're gonna gas yourself out. But I wish you had been there with us. But it was fun because they've got so many characters. We saw Captain Marvel. We saw Black Panther. Black Panther put Marshall in his place. It was really funny. Marshall was climbing on the Avengers car for a picture, which we didn't know we weren't supposed to do. And then they were walking out with Black Panther, and they're 2 feet on the ground, and Marshall's like, oh. And then we waited in line to get a picture with Black Panther, and we're like, let's do Wakanda arms. And Marshall's like, everyone does Wakanda arms, which is true. Everyone does. He's like, so just point. We'll point hey. So he did that. And he's like, you point at a king and climb on the royal whatever. And we were like, oh.
Disrespectful.
It was trouble. It was good though. It was fun.
Disrespectful.
It was very interactive. Doctor Strange is there and does a show, which is super cool.
Awesome.
A nighttime show. And There's a Black Widow Taskmaster show.
Really?
Iron Man was there and I cried, like, because I,
Aw.
you know, have issues, basically. That's why. But I have a video of it up on my channel, but is there anything you want to know about it? The food was good, too.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I was sad you weren't there. Another time, though. You still have your
Yeah.
ticket. I talked to them about that, by the way, and they said you
yeah.
can't refund it. This is just live on here. Everybody can know. You
Yeah.
can't refund it, but you have it till the end of 2022, so we'll have to go back.
Yes. Okay, so let's plan a trip to go back.
For
do
sure.
this.
Because you'll love it. I know
Yeah,
you will love it.
I know. I was feeling really bad. Like, the whole day I was depressed.
I'm sure. I don't blame you. I was like thinking of you. I'm like, do I send her pictures or not send her pictures? I don't know what the best way to handle it is. So I didn't.
Oh.
Because I was like, I didn't want you to be like.
Oh, when in doubt, send pictures. I thought you were busy. I didn't ask for any. See? I wanted to see pictures, but I was like, no, she's probably having the time of her life right now.
I was missing you. I was thinking like, oh, this would be a good place to record a segment. And this would be a good place to record a segment. Next time. For sure.
We'll do it.
And it was a lot of fun. And for those of you who haven't been, definitely try to go, especially if you're a Marvel fan, because there's tons of little random like Easter eggs and things all over the place. And one thing I thought was the best thing is they have a Spider-Man. They have Funko Pops for web slingers, and it's number 61 Funko 616, which if you know from the comics, it's Earth 616 is like the Marvel main universe. So I was like, I love that that's the number that they put on it. You know, little stuff like that, like just little touches.
Aww.
That nod to the comics and to the world. You know that I love.
Aww.
So I cried a lot, quite a bit, too much. It was embarrassing. Well, during the Black Widow show, they have like Tony's voice, like say something, and that just got me because it's Robert Downey Jr., you know, like, and I was just like, I can't take this. And then I cried a lot.
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm so sorry.
If you were there, you would have laughed at me. It would have been fun.
I probably would have. I'm not the caring friend.
Right.
Yeah. So what were some of the other rides?
So the ride that they have, all they have for Avengers Campus that's new is that Web Slingers ride. But then there's the Mission Breakout, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. I don't know if you've been on that one. So that was Tower of Terror.
Okay.
So if you've been on Tower of Terror before, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been on? Okay.
But I've only been to Orlando. I've never been to the one in California.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No.
So what they've done in California, which they haven't done in Orlando, which I wish they would do in Orlando, is they turn it into, you know, the Collector. It's like his museum. And there's like Cosmos in there. There's all these things everywhere, like in little cases, which is so amazing. Stuff from movies, but also stuff from the shows. Like there's Loki stuff in there. Like it's just really cool. Lots of stuff to check out. And then when you go through, you're basically, and this was a one-shot comic book that I read before going on it for the first time. And I was thrilled with how it came out because it's basically the same thing. Like the Guardians have been captured and Rocket is going to break them out. But Rocket needs your help because he doesn't have hands. He has paws, right?
Yes.
So you have to raise your hands up, of course, to get your hands scanned to give them access to more levels. So you're just, but here's the thing. Tower of Terror, like you go up slow and then you drop, right? Not Guardians. The thing closes, they blast music, and I think there's 4 or 5 different song options. And you're just immediately shot up and down and up and down. And on every like thing, a thing opens and you see a scene, right? That's like the Guardians doing this or that, or fighting this monster and trying to break out, and Baby Groot doing this. And it's so good. It's so much fun. It's crazy. It's more intense than Tower of Terror for sure. But I love it. It's got that. Plus, they bring in the Collector, so there's all these little, like, you know, nods to everything. Which, of course, you know, as a comic book nerd, that's always fun to see little hints of stuff.
Yep.
So there's that. Then there's the food, which is so good.
What was the best food dish?
Ooh, dessert is gonna be the pineapple churro. That was so good.
A pineapple churro?
It's like so it's like a churro, but then the like sugar on it is like pineapple flavored. It was really good. I was very like, I'm gonna try it because I'm gonna try it. But like, I was like, oh, and it's like strong pineapple too. It's not like a hint of it. You're like, whoa, it's really, really good.
Oh.
That's found at Terran Treats, which is right outside of Mission Breakout. Food-wise, they have the Pim Test Kitchen, which is cool because stuff is all different sizes. Like you can get a spaghetti with a giant meatball and a tiny little meatball because it's Ant-Man, right? There's like a giant pretzel. There's a chicken sandwich, which was my favorite. It was very good, with a tiny little bun and like a giant piece of chicken, you know? But it's funny because there's the menu outside on like and it looks like it's a cell phone plugged in, like it's a cell phone, and you texts come through. Like there was like a text from like Gamora, like Quill got us trapped with the Collector, like come help, you know, like random texts like that pop up, which is just fun.
Wow.
Like it's cool. Little stuff like that. That's what I love about Disney. They go like in it, you know, they go like wholeheartedly in it, which I think is fun.
Right, and the entire everything is part of the experience. That's what I've loved about the Orlando one. I mean, I've only been like twice to Orlando, but my first time as a kid going, everything was an experience. Every little detail.
The music they play, I mean, everything.
From the music to the and then even going back with my kids, and they were noticing little bitty things here and there and all over the place. So I love it. Yeah.
Your family would like Avengers Campus, I think, a lot.
Yeah, they probably would. They would probably have to kick us out at the end of the day.
I know. I would stay in just Avengers Campus the whole time, like because there's so much going on. Like Thor walking by, Spider-Man walking by. You talk to them, like they just Ant-Man comes out and does stuff. Like it's just crazy to be like, oh my gosh, like especially as a fan, you know.
They would definitely kick us out. Oh my God, there's Thor! Go get him! Go get him!
Right.
I can see my kids.
Captain America, and I didn't get to see him, but I do know they have Sam Wilson, Captain America, there, which is really cool. Loki shows up in all different costumes. Like he'll be President Loki, he'll be like TVA prisoner Loki. He's like, it's really cool.
Awesome. Do they have any TVA stuff there?
They had like some merch TVA stuff, but nothing, not really. No TVA stuff yet. Well, though there was also a giant Miss Minutes that I took a picture of.
Of course.
But it's like a statue, not with like pointing to my tattoo. I was like, hey. Because of course I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm trying to think of what else there is. There's a lot of, one thing I didn't get, which I'm going to get when I go back with my family in October for sure. They have like there's inside the Pim Test Kitchen is like the Pim Tasting Lab, I think it's called. And they have like a flight of beers. And it looks like the little glasses are on like a ruler, like someone blew up a ruler, you know, and you get to keep the glasses. So I'm like, I've got to go back and do that. Just because that's cool, like a little
nice souvenir. Yeah.
Right, exactly. A nice little souvenir. Like I mean, I like beer, but like for me, I'm like, I just want the souvenir thing.
I don't like beer, but I would order it just to get the glasses.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what you do.
I would do that. I would so do that. I'd be that person. And then just give the beer to somebody around who's like, here, do you want this? I just want the glasses, that's all.
I will say one thing they have, which is so smart of Disney, but also so infuriating. They have these things you can buy. I didn't even look at how much they are, and I'm sure they're super expensive. Like wrist things to wear that it literally there's like 3 pieces you can put together, and they improve your score on the website. You're surprised.
Oh, and I'm like, cheat code? Oh my gosh.
Right, but they're like, you know, because they're basically like web slingers, you know, and I'm like, come on, you're making people, because my kids are gonna want that.
I was like, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
They're probably like $40 each.
Yeah, of course, knowing Disney. So basically, when I go there, I'm gonna have to, you know, like sell
budget that in.
Sell one of the children afterwards, you know,
right?
Take it off. Yeah,
exactly. Okay. Just figure out which one had a bad time and sell it. You don't appreciate it. I'm selling you. No, I'm just kidding.
You have to pay for the trip now.
Because I know my kids are gonna ask for that when we go.
Yeah, so. Of course. I mean,
when else are you gonna use it? Are you gonna use it once on the ride and then you're done? Like that's silly.
Yeah, every extra thing that I bought the last time we were at Disney with my kids, it's gone now. I couldn't even tell you where it is at all. So
but it was fun.
No, Slinky Dog survived.
Oh, Slinky Dog.
Yeah, but he doesn't talk anymore.
He's there though. He's made it.
But anyway, yeah. So they won't survive. So yeah, but of course they have you spending $40 on something that is going to be dead in a matter of weeks. But I mean, it's still part of the fun.
It is. It is a part of the fun.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, man, I should have bought one for myself. Then I would have won. But I'm also like, is that worth it? For what, bragging rights? Like, I don't know.
I mean, kind of, depending on who your friend group is.
That's true. That's true. That's very fair. I could hold that over Marshall and Amy all day. See? Now I can't.
See? It would have been like...
What was I thinking?
Drag out, yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to go over... You have videos and photos posted on Mama's Geeky, right?
I do, at mamasgeeky.com, and then I also add my YouTube channel as well. It's like a video with us taste testing everything. There's a special soda I forgot in the, the freestyle machines, but there's a special one that's unique to Avengers Campus that we tested. It was okay. It's all right. Okay. But it's like they do all sorts of stuff like that just to make it fun, And there was so much that we didn't see. So, like, I'm excited to go back because... like there's a Spider-Man show where he flips through the air, but we didn't, because you don't know when it's going to be. It's like a random time, so we didn't get to see that.
Yeah.
Like I said, we didn't get to see the Sam Wilson cap, which I would have loved to get to see. Loki, we didn't get to see. So it's all like people coming out at random times, and you just got to kind of hang out there until they do. So I'll be back, and I know you'll be with me sometime.
Yes, at some point. We'll be together. I'm definitely going back. Going to take the family because they kind of were upset that I was going to go without them before.
I mean, listen, mine was too, but I was like, we have tickets booked for October. You'll be fine.
Sounds like a plan. I'll have to do that.
Right.
Jump on that. Okay. I'm going to go watch all your stuff and all your pictures and everything. This is cool. This is so cool.
It was really cool. It's really awesome. Okay, moving on, right? We talked about that long enough. Titans this week. Now, when we had Curran on, him and I were giggling and talking about how good episode 5 was, and you were sitting there off in La La Land like, I'm jealous. Yes.
No, I was sitting there glaring at both of you because it was very annoying. It was very annoying to have them talking about, it's like the inside joke, and they couldn't tell me at all.
No, not all the way to episode 5. I need to know your thoughts on it.
I appreciate that they went back.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of unanswered questions about how this happened, what happened. So one, I appreciate they went back. 2, Batman is an ass. Like, how did Batman get to be?
He is.
Just like, I mean, I knew he was moody, and I knew he was like had this ego that was like out of control. But it's like, dude, no, it's more than that. You're just an asshole. And I mean, if I can say that on this channel. But
I mean, I'm fine with
it,
he's
like, I mean, that's the best way to describe him in this.
How he treats Jason, like, I don't blame him at all. Like, I don't blame him one bit for running the Scarecrow.
Right. Everything, this Batman, everything is about him. And he basically tells Jason he's replaceable. He's just going to get another kid after he dumps you because you didn't do what he thought you were going to do. Now he's going to tell you what you should have done. I mean, no. Yeah, he's got this sort of list of things, of traits that he's looking for. But to me, Jason was trying hard. He's like, tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. I can do it. And he's like, no. You just don't have it. You don't have it. And I'm not going to do this to you. And I'm like, don't do this, talking to him like you really care about him, because you don't care about him at all.
I was so upset. I will say I love that scene, just acting-wise, the two actors, right? Right, Bruce and Jason, of course. Just when they're standing there where, where his parents were killed, and he, just that whole scene is so good. I had like chills. But I was so mad for Jason because he goes to the therapist like he asked, which was Leslie Topps, which I was super excited they brought her into this. Right. But it was like, I thought that was a great way to introduce her, bring her in, put her out, But I was like so mad for him because I'm like, he's doing exactly what you're asking to. You called him son, and the way when he called him son, his face, like he's trying to hide this smile, but like again, Curran is like so dang good at his job. Like he's so good as Jason. Yeah. And that was one of the parts I wanted to talk to him about. This is why we need him back on. Because like just the subtle, like he's smiling, like, you called me son, but he's like trying to hide it because he doesn't want to seem like he needed that validation, which of course he did, you know?
He did, yeah.
And then for Bruce to just, you're not Robin, too bad. And he's like, I did this and this and this. Like, what do you need me to do? And he's like, nope, sorry.
And he wasn't hiding the fact that he was going to just find another one.
I know.
So you're telling him you're telling them he's replaceable. You're abandoning a kid that was abandoned.
Yeah.
Okay, let's add abandonment issues on top of abandonment issues and wonder why he's so messed up. Oh,
I know. And then he goes off to Scarecrow, which I did. I was so mad. I did love him with Scarecrow. The little bits where Scarecrow's like, he goes, I thought you'd have wings. I was like, oh.
Scarecrow reminds me of like that person in the neighborhood who is like trying to be younger than they are.
Yes.
And befriending all the kids that are kind of misguided and hate their parents. Yeah. Because when he did that he put on the song and he started dancing, I'm like, what are we doing? Oh, so this is a stoner song, but it's one from your era, not his. Okay. All right. You're showing you're giving so much out of touch adult energy here. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. It was so funny. He was good. I did like that they mentioned it was a Lazarus pit and they gave a little nod to Ra's al Ghul. Like, what did he say? Like, oh, he left something mystical that even Bruce didn't know about. So they did kind of say, because I remember you telling me about in the comics, it's Ra's al Ghul who brings Jason Todd back, correct?
Yeah. But,
so that was like a little nod to it, I guess.
Right. Again, they're weaving storylines here. I hadn't figured out how. If it feels kind of like they're cherry picking type.
Yeah.
You know, I want this from this story and that from that story. Because there's like 3 different ones.
Now, that's crazy. So now do you think Jason Todd is going to come back to Jason Todd? Or is he going to be Red Hood? Like, is he going to redeem himself, I guess?
Oh, okay. So that's one thing I want to talk about. Okay, so that moment where he's in the floor and he's like, I can't.
Yes. I don't know what's happening to me. And
that was fake to me. I thought it was fake. I didn't believe it. I mean, it was good, and it had me duped for a second, but I think that was fake.
I think that was
totally
fake,
gone.
too.
I think he's totally gone.
In the time, I thought it was real, but now I don't.
Yeah, well, see, when I was sitting there watching it, I thought it was real, but then after this episode and watching everything go down, I'm like, no, it wasn't. Because he's got too much anger for that to be a real thing. I think that he will get back to, once he sees the consequences of everything he's done, I don't think he knows that yet. I don't think he fully realizes the gravity of his actions yet. But I think once he realizes, because he is deep down a good person, I think once he realizes the gravity of his actions, that's when the hood is going to have to come off and he's going to have to grieve.
Yeah, I hope so. I do love a good villain,
I know.
But like I think he can be redeemed. I do. Right. I really think he can, and I hope he does. And I just love Curran in this role. I think he's so good.
Yeah. I want to see him in other things.
Me too.
And how did they get? Okay, so when we had him on here, he looked so tall and so big. He looks so small on screen. He looks like a little 12-year-old kid.
I think it's part of how they shoot it because they want him to be not littler, but like, well, especially in this moment, a lot of stuff in this episode showed like he was too scared and he lost his groove. You know, he couldn't even fight that one guy that was just a Joker's minion. It should have been nothing for him.
Right.
And he ends up on the ground, like all cowering, which was like breaking my heart, by the way. I just love him so much. And like, I want him. It's weird because I love a good villain, but like, I really want him to be redeemed, which is not my normal. I don't know what he's doing to me. It's weird. And maybe it's like the mom in me that's like, you're a good kid. You know? I don't know.
He looks like he's 13, so you want to root for him.
I know.
And you're like, kids have a hard time in middle school, so it's like that's when they need support and cheerleading from their parents. And it's like, you want to be behind them saying, you go. You don't need Batman. You can do this on your own.
Which is weird because normally I would be like, yes, be a villain. Mwah!
No,
and it's
you don't
not.
want him to. He's too good.
He's too good.
And about his storyline, so my son told me that there's a new character that they may be introducing in his girlfriend Molly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
She's new to the comics, so watch out for her.
Okay. There's too many new characters this season, though, I will say, because even the next episode,
so many.
It's crazy. And I know they booted off too, basically. They killed Hank and Dove is off grieving. But even in episode 6, I don't know if the title's released, so I don't want to say anything, but I just watched it again yesterday. And that's another new character. And then, of course, we brought Blackfire in. And it's just like, it feels like a lot of people. Ooh.
Yeah, so this is for next time. I'm like looking at all these new characters. So hopefully we get time next time.
I'll tell you someone to look up for next week.
Yeah. So the girlfriend may be Molly, Miracle Molly.
Okay.
So yeah. Do you want to tell me on air or off?
Off air, because I don't know if it's out there. I mean, well, no, let me just Google and see if it's out there. Hold on. Yes, it's out there. Okay. Lady Vic is introduced in the next episode.
Okay.
So definitely someone to. I just want to make up. A classic Nightwing villain is slated to make her debut in season 3. So there you go.
And I got these books because last week when I was talking about Blackfire, like my research and my intel on Blackfire was wrong. And
it was?
Oh my god, yes, it was. Some parts of it was because my intel was like off. So I'm like, okay, we're going straight to the source.
Yep.
I'm going to get the encyclopedias that DC made, DC had made, and then Marvel had made, and we're going to look them up that way. So I need to go back and retrace my steps on Blackfire too.
Yeah.
Because I think she's more sinister than what I gave her credit for. I think you're gonna love her.
I will tell you, there's a lot of Blackfire in episode 6. I feel like I can say this. So there's a lot of Blackfire in episode 6, and I really like her and her dynamic with other parts of the team, and I'm interested to learn more. So after this episode that comes out Thursday, this is why Tuesday we're going to come back and we'll talk some Blackfire and we'll talk some Lady Vic. That'll be good. I'm interested in your thoughts on her. I think she's one of the best. So this is my thing. This is why so we've had the conversation about how Starfire is just very poorly written. And just very problematic. But I think Blackfire is really well written. And I'm like, how can you write well for one and not the other? And maybe I just don't know how Blackfire is in the comics. So I need your opinion on this once you see that episode.
I think it's easier to write a villain.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
And I think they're trying to... It feels like they're trying to skirt around stereotypes with Starfire. But it's like... I think if you had, again, a woman of color writing her, you wouldn't have these weird moments where she should be reacting differently. Or she should not be concerned with, what's going on other than her own. Because she should be a really selfish, egotistical person. She's an alien who thinks humans are beneath her. I mean, she doesn't have as...
Which is kind of what Blackfire does. Yeah. So maybe that's why Blackfire is so well written.
Yeah. Trailer Gamer, where the hell is... That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, where is Raven? I know, it's weird, she hasn't been...
Yes, she hasn't been. And Starfire, the way they're writing her, that should be Raven.
Yes, yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, so I'm like, are they making Starfire take the place of Raven? If so, that shouldn't happen. Because, I mean, she's a superior alien race, and that's how she feels, and she should project that. And
See,
yes,
that's
does. Yeah.
See, and her sister does it so much. So I'm so interested to talk to you next week now after this episode. Because I was thinking to myself, wow, like Blackfire feels so well written. And I just love how she's like, oh, this house is quaint. She says about Wayne Manor. Like, are you serious?
Right.
Like, it's crazy. So I'm very, very interested on your thoughts next week. So everybody, that'll be a good conversation next week for sure. Very excited about that.
There's many of these characters they're introducing. And we'll have to talk about Stargirl because...
there's a new episode tonight.
Yeah.
Stargirl.
The last episode, they gave us a lantern.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave us the original Green Lantern, the very, very first OG Green Lantern, his daughter. And I think she's Filipina.
I think so.
Yes. So, great with diversity there.
Yes.
Because the Filipino superheroes, there's like non-existent. So I'm glad they just sort of put her in there. I don't think she's in the comics though. I have to look, but I don't think she is canon. But her dad is. I thought she was going to be Jessica. The newest, one of the new Black Lanterns, the new Green Lanterns. But I'm told that Jessica is on Supergirl. So.
Oh, see, I don't watch Supergirl, so. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Because so there's a new episode tonight. I've already seen it, so I'm trying to remember what's where. But I will say we get a lot more. We get to start to figure out what the Shade is actually up to tonight, which is exciting because I do like the Shade a lot as a villain. Yeah. And then some Eclipso stuff.
Yeah. So the Shade doesn't seem like he's as evil, does he?
Doesn't seem that way.
To me, okay, this is my projection on the Shade. I think he's actually trying to stop Eclipso, or trying to get at something before Eclipso does. And the Shade is actually not. He's self-centered, but I don't think he's actually a bad guy, a villain.
Oh, you'll have to find out tonight.
Because he could have killed those kids.
Oh, he definitely could have killed them. Did you see how easy it was for him to just throw them up against the wall?
It was like, he didn't even move.
He didn't even move. I know.
Like his shadow just moved, and it's like, oh my god. So yeah, it was like, and I'm like, okay, yeah, they said that they killed him before, and I'm like, yeah, y'all shouldn't have went in without that lantern, man. But even it was bad. And then the brother.
I know. And then even at the end, he wishes it away, which I was excited because it means we might get more of Jakeem. I mean, it's going to be a bit, but I just quickly Googled and he's comic canon, I guess. Yeah, so I'd like to know more about him. But the voice of Jim Gaffigan as this Thunderbolt was perfect. He's so funny.
Perfect. And Thunderbolt to me is almost a DC Deadpool. Almost.
Oh, okay.
He's not as his thoughts on killing and things are a lot different. He's more wholesome than Deadpool.
Yes.
But with that humor he has. Yeah. He's like a mix of a Deadpool and a Harley, because he means well. Means well. But things don't always go the way he means.
Right. And you have to be very specific in addressing
I love the way they were writing out.
I know. It was so funny.
You have to do this to this person that we're talking about the Shade, not as in the lamp.
Right, I know.
Who is going to be here at this address and this zip code at this. It's hilarious. It was so funny. So I can't wait to see how the next kid is going. I was so heartbroken though when I heard his sister, and I'm like, don't say that to him.
I know.
But then when she did, I'm like, yeah, he's the right person.
Right. That's why it makes sense because it's supposed to be has to be someone who feels completely and utterly alone. So he has to be treated that way in order to have it. So I'm looking forward to him showing back up again. And again though with the new characters, I get a little nervous. Like Titans is making me nervous. I love a villain, but like they're bringing in another villain now. So now we've got Red Hood and Scarecrow and Lady Vic, and then they're doing it in Stargirl too. And it's like if you have too many things going on, you're gonna get too convoluted and you're gonna lose your way. And Titans is finally getting good, and I really don't want that to happen. I'm very nervous.
Example: Gotham. Gotham was so good,
and then there's like a million. Of everybody.
You had a million gajillion villains, and they each had their own storyline. They each had their different little beef.
And good guys too. I mean, look at the Titans. There's so many of them. They have to split them up and make them do different things. Raven's not even here because they're like, we got too many. We don't know what to do.
Right. And so they're they need that girl, that girly girl element, I guess. So they're giving it to Stargirl, which is the wrong move.
I know. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they can reel it back in. I'm getting a little nervous with too many characters in all of these shows, So, like, I want to know what's going on with Beth in Stargirl and her parents, and they're barely showing us her, and I'm like, this girl is going through some stuff. I want to know.
and her sidekick, her glasses, their person is not there.
Yeah, I know.
So like this person that she can turn to is gone. So she's like being abandoned.
She's like all alone, basically.
And yeah. And the way she was like, I mean, the way she was with her parents in the beginning, I want to know how that dynamic got set up. You know, how are you caring for your own parents and nothing?
So much too. She cooks them every meal.
I know.
That's weird.
Like, she's like a little mother to her parents, and then they have the nerve to get divorced.
I know.
That's what I thought. I was like, you guys have the nerve to divorce on her after she's done all this for you.
It's crazy. I know. It's nuts.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, I can't wait to talk about it. And we have to talk about Legends of Tomorrow next week.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure they killed El Constantine this week. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know anything about this show still, but I like listening to you talk about it.
There were some giant magic mushrooms and some aliens and time travel and like
good combination.
Yeah. So like Esperanza, who's Spooner, who everybody thought was going to be a lantern. I think everybody thought she was going to be a lantern. I thought she was going to be like, was it Boz? I'm not sure. But no, it turns out she is from way back in the past. And she was, and when she said she was lifted by aliens and thrown into the future, it was not necessarily aliens, and it was not necessarily a mean thing.
Oh.
The magic mushrooms were involved there too. And with Constantine, he's like a magical crackhead now who gets like possessed by a demon. Not joking. Who gets possessed by a demon and taken over, and now he's working with the alien who made the Ava clones and who made what's her name into an alien.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we'll talk about that next week for sure.
Oh, and Rory had 46 babies through his nose last time.
Through his nose?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, they're not babies; they're eggs.
Oh.
Yeah, and the mother. So in this one that just happened, the mother of his nose baby's eggs came back because they needed her to, help them with the ship.
Of course.
I sound like a maniac right now, don't
If
I?
you didn't know, like out of context, people would be like, nose babies. Okay. Yeah, why don't you go take a nap?
And,
oh my goodness. Well, yeah, so that's a lot of stuff to talk about. And then what if this week is Evil Doctor Strange? So we definitely are going to have to talk about that and see if we have any more theories on how that ties into Spider-Man. No, I don't.
Yeah, because Doctor Strange, of all the Marvel characters, I think he and Nubia are my top.
Well, that's exciting.
Not Nubia. Sorry, wrong one. He and Ngozi are my top.
Ngozi, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes. They're my top two characters that I absolutely love. I don't know why I mixed those two up, but anyway, yeah, I can't wait to see this next one. Everything that has, if any information anybody has, and I'm speaking to the people out there watching, because I know we've got some like really great streamers out there watching us right now. If you get scoops on Doctor Strange movie, hit me up. Okay? I'm like the biggest Doctor Strange fan. So hit me up. Let's talk.
I love that you love Doctor Strange. I've got Doctor Strange right here.
I see him there.
He was a cardboard cutout gift the movie came out on Blu-ray like right around Valentine's Day, and Marvel sent that and a box of chocolates.
Wait, did it have Miss Minutes on there when they sent it?
No, that's a clock that I just haven't hung up yet. So I just put it there.
Okay.
It's probably going to go up next to the shield, like somewhere up here.
Okay, I love the way the shield is coming out of your wall.
This is so hard to, like there-ish.
Yeah.
We'll see. I got too much stuff. That's my problem. I got way too much stuff.
Oh.
It's a lot. I got to figure good places for it, but...
I mean, it looks good to me right there, so...
All right, guys. All right, we are over time, but this was so fun. We had so much to talk about, and next week we're gonna, like we said, we're gonna touch on Titans. I'm so excited to get Jonita's thoughts on Blackfire this week because I can't wait to talk about it. So we'll talk about that. Mm-hmm. We'll talk a little bit about Stargirl. We're gonna talk about we said so many other things. Legends. What if? Maybe Stargirl. I mean, listen, we'll be discussing it all. So stay tuned next week, Tuesday at 11 a.m. We are not the only show here, though. Do you have the list up there? Are you ready?
No, I don't have the list ready. But yeah.
I know we got Pop Council on Mondays.
Pop Council on Mondays. Well, while I'm pulling up the list, I wanted to ask you, Do we have anything coming up? Any movies or anything coming up this month? September is pretty void, right?
Venom was supposed to be September, but now it's October. We do have Shang-Chi coming out.
Yeah.
That's coming out this Friday, so we'll talk about that next week. Actually, we'll talk about that next week.
The new MCU dragons next week. MCU has dragons.
I know.
Yes.
We'll talk about that next week for sure.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to write it down now so we don't forget. You tell everybody what else is here.
We have Pop Council on Mondays, hosted by Jamie Philbrick and Wendy Lee Zaney. Hollywood Approved Wednesdays, hosted by Kristen Maldonado and Yael Tijel. What to Stream Thursdays, hosted by Morgan Rojas and Lupe Rodriguez-Haas. Trending in Hollywood Fridays, hosted by Scott Menzel and Dimitri Panos. And Horrifically Horrifying, hosted by Heather Wixon and Kevin Taft.
Yes, so make sure you guys subscribe and share and comment and like and hit the notification bell and all that stuff so you don't miss out on any of this amazing content that the HCA has. And of course, if you guys missed it, our awards were this past weekend, the HCA TV Awards. We both presented an award, so you'll want to check that out, of course. I'm Tessa Smith. You can find me everywhere, Mama's Geeky and mamasgeeky.com.
I'm Jonita Davis. You can find me everywhere on The Black Cape and Jonita L. Davis, and on an article or so on Mama's Geeky as well.
That's true. She's over at Mama's Geeky too. So be sure to check that out, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.